Hello everybody, this is the safety video for the kukri. Take everything I tell you very, very, very seriously. The kukri is an unforgiving weapon. It is made for combat and is designed for combat, and even though people have used these for millennia as tools, it is purely utilitarian, and if you don't respect the kukri, it's going to not respect you. Let's begin with the most important safety rule I can give you as you begin training with the kukri. Wear shoes. Do not train in bare feet. Dropping a kukri onto your foot, even with shoes, is a surefire recipe for disaster. Without shoes, how many toes do you want? Okay. Wear shoes. The other important safety rule is let's be intelligent. Do not learn to use the kukri with a sharp kukri. Dull your kukri. We make our students in my school buy 3 kukris. They have their training kukri, which is dulled on the day they buy it and never sharpened again. They have a utility kukri, which I encourage them to keep with them when they go camping or use as a tool daily. It is sharpened, it is abused, it is beat up, they get bent, they get broken, they get chipped, but you get real world use and get used to using your kukri. And then the third one would be a combat kukri, a nice kukri you keep sharp, and that would be something you would use if you ever wanted to use something in a self-defense situation and you have a kukri available. But train with a dull kukri. Dull it down. When you get a kukri, if you're buying one like this, it will be kind of sharp, but not super sharp. Well, that's great. Dull it down more. Train with a dull kukri. Safety lesson number 3. When you draw your kukri, never grab your scabbard. Always keep your fingers out. If you're holding on to the scabbard to draw, which you should be pressing, not gripping. Why? Because if you get hyperactive and crazy and you didn't dull your kukri and you draw it out wrong and it cuts through the bottom of the sheath, it's going to cut through your fingers. And when I say this could happen, I'm telling you because it has happened. I have seen it happen. Cut right through the bottom of the scabbard because they drew it wrong. Okay? And their kukri was sharp. This is my training kukri. It is dull. I even rounded the tip a little bit. It is a dull kukri. Okay? So, wear shoes, dull your kukri, never grab your scabbard. Now let's get into some more important safety rules for while we're training and using the kukri. Just like with any weapon, you need to have a firm grip when you're using it. You do not want a kukri to fly out of your hands. You must hold on with a firm grip and squeeze tight when you make contact with your target. It is a heavy blade. It is a chopping, slicing, stabbing, thrusting, and bludgeoning tool. So you've got to hold on tight and you've got to squeeze when you sink that knife into its target. So firm grip at all times. Another important safety rule for when you're training is practically our weapon's mantra. Clear a path for your weapon or your weapon will clear its own. If you don't clear a path for this kukri and you cut down, you have lost your kneecap. You've got to get out of the way with your own kukri, okay? So that there's a place for it to go and you are not in that place. Now, the other thing is being primarily a one-handed weapon, your offhand should be here after your draw, after you're using it, if you're doing cuts, okay? Here. Here. Protecting, reinforcing, preventing rebound. Keep this hand here. All right, let's talk one more very important safety lesson with the kukri. Do not train to failure. When you're feeling muscle fatigue in your forearms and your legs, you need to start paying very close attention to what you're doing. You do not want to lose control of your kukri and let it slip out of your hand while you're drawing. You don't want it to fumble and drop out of your scabbard because you lose your grip. There is a time with the kukri where it is smarter to stop and rest and recover because it's an unforgiving tool. So you don't want to hurt yourself by losing control. So let's go over this again real quick. Wear shoes, use a dull kukri, never grab your scabbard, always draw by the spine at the top of the scabbard, keep your offhand here, use a firm grip, and clear a path for the kukri or it will make its own. These are the primary safety rules you must keep in mind at all times when you're training with this weapon. Good luck, pay attention, be safe, and let's get training.